All right, I'm here with another one because I am so incredibly mad at the devil right now, and so it is my duty and my responsibility to step on his neck tonight. So I'm coming at you with another one. All right, here's the deal. You're not going to like this. The American Psychology Association, the APA, whatever they want to call themselves, they about to be mad right now. Narcissistic personality disorder is a lie from the devil. Here's what I mean. In the video that I just talked about, right, when you recognize, when you get out of your flesh, when you release carnality, when you deny your flesh, when you pick up your cross, when you accept that this whole world is spiritual, when you accept that each person is operating in accordance with whichever spirits are active in their lives, then you know that anyone who comes up against you is not coming up against you in their flesh. They're coming up against you by a spirit. I'm not the only one saying this, but there are people that I'm going to touch with this message that may not be touched by other messages that are out there. Narcissistic personality disorder is not a personality disorder. It is a Jezebel spirit. And here's the deal. The devil is in psychology. The devil is in most of what is studied or accepted as doctrine or things that you can study in school. The devil is behind that, right? Because what do they tell you about narcissistic personality disorder? They tell you that, number one, it's very unlikely that a person can get diagnosed with it. And number two, that even if they are diagnosed with it, the only thing that can be done is it can be treated, but it can't be cured. That does not match up with scripture. So anyone who believes in God, who believes in Jesus, who believes in the Holy Bible, who says that someone is dealing with a spirit and they cannot be cured, is representing false doctrine. A person dealing with narcissistic personality disorder, so they say, is actually a person who is possessed by a Jezebel spirit. Jezebel spirit manifests in manipulation through any manner of ways, like mental manipulation. They use, this is both male and female, by the way, because this whole idea that Jezebel is just loose women is also a lie from the devil, because a lot of us have dealt with the spirit of Jezebel in men, and it manifests itself in sexual manipulation as well. If you are dealing with a Jezebel spirit, if you're dealing with a spouse or a partner, a mother, a father who has a Jezebel spirit, you have got to pray this thing out. You can go to therapy if it makes you feel better. You can talk to your friends about it if it makes you feel better. But I'm telling you right now, this is spiritual warfare. And more than likely, along the lines it may not have been you, although it possibly is you, especially if you're dealing with a spouse with a Jezebel spirit. But somewhere along the lines, you came into agreement with idolatry. Somewhere along the lines, you or someone in your family came into agreement with witchcraft. Somewhere along the lines, someone in your family came into agreement with sexual sin. And that could be a lot of different things, including incest. Incest is sexual sin. You have got to break those curses through prayer and fasting. And I want to leave you with a scripture that is actually omitted from many versions of the Bible that will help you understand this. Okay, so I need to give you some context because context is important in the Bible, and I don't like people who give scripture that's out of context. So in this passage, this is in Matthew, a father comes to the disciples and it's like, hey, my son, I think they're saying that he has epilepsy. And the the Father is asking the disciples to heal his son, and the disciples are unable to deliver the boy from his ailment. So then in Matthew, so this is Matthew chapter 17. So the disciples then go to Jesus and they're basically like, yo, what's up, Jesus? Like, why can't we do it? And Jesus responds in verse 20, it's Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. So Jesus said to them, because of your unbelief, for assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. Back to what I was saying. Don't ever let somebody tell you that someone can't be healed from something. That doesn't mean that you stick around and let somebody abuse you, manipulate you, take advantage of you, blah, 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 blah. But don't let anybody, I don't care how many letters are after their last name, don't let anybody tell you that a mountain cannot be moved. But here's the verse that often you'll see in many versions of the Bible has been eliminated. I wonder why. In verse 21, this is Matthew chapter 17, verse 21. However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Some mountains will not move without prayer and fasting. And my experience is that one of those is the spirit of Jezebel. And it's not necessary. And this is the thing. Don't make it about the other person. Don't make it about the fact that somebody is possessed by a spirit of Jezebel. Make it about the fact that you are being manipulated by a spirit of Jezebel. Again, there's somewhere in your generational line that you or a family member or multiple family members came into agreement with something that has caused you in present day to be manipulated by this spirit. Through prayer and fasting, you can be delivered from this manipulation.